It seems to me that we need to have a good chat, a good deep conversation about Halo Infinite. So you've probably all seen the internet is blowing up over the gameplay reveal trailer of Halo Infinite and the Xbox Series X game showcase. That was loads to say. I'm a huge Halo fan. I've been the biggest fanboy since day one. It is my actual favorite game ever. Like Halo 1, 2, and 3 are my all-time favorite games, and I still love to play them. I still really enjoy it, and it's like a nostalgic thing for me. I just love it so much. So when it comes to the next generation of Halo, I am so excited to be able to see what the next generation of Halo is going to look like on the most powerful console, supposedly. So here I am, I'm sat in my seat, I'm watching it live on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm watching the Xbox Games Showcase, and I'm so much excited because Halo is going to be revealed. The actual gameplay of Halo Infinite is about to be shown, and I couldn't be more excited if I tried. And so it starts. The introduction has got me. I'm gripped straight away, and I'm so much excited. Master Chief and his new sidekick, I forget his name. They have a crash landing, they have this debate, and the Master Chief gets ready to go and explore the world. And I am literally like... The doors open and the world is revealed. We go straight into first person and we go behind Chief's helmet. And I am again becoming like a childish fanboy inside. I'm so excited. And then he steps out into the world and I'm like, hang on a minute. I become just kind of underwhelmed. I'm excited and I'm really enjoying myself because it's Halo. So everything that I'm seeing, I'm like, yes, but like that doesn't look like that good. And I'm kind of confused and I don't know how to feel because it looks great, but it just doesn't look anywhere close to what I imagined the next generation of Halo to look like. So I'm like, okay, it might just be this first bit, it's not really showing you much. But then as it starts to go further into the gameplay, I'm just kind of getting the feeling that it's just, I don't know. I don't really know what the right word is, but I would say underwhelmed. I just felt like I was seeing current gen Halo, like the next chapter of the Halo saga, but just on current gen. Now, if this got shown to me and I got told this was on Xbox One, I'd be like, yeah, of course it is. It looks wicked though, like this looks so good. But if someone told me this is the next generation Halo and this is meant to be the biggest game that's going to bring us to buy the Xbox Series X, this is the showcase of how powerful the system is and the console's going to be, like, it just wasn't that. It just did not impress me at all on that level, which is a massive disappointment to me because I'm pretty sure, and I really do believe that this game is going to be amazing. It's open world Halo. I'll go into how I feel about that in a second, but it's a new touch on Halo. They've expanded the world. It's a huge world. It's meant to be several times bigger than the last two previous games, 4 and 5 combined, and that super excites me. That I get really excited about the idea of how big this game is going to be, and I do want that from Halo because I feel like the last two games, they wasn't long enough. Like the campaign didn't feel long enough, and I was definitely disappointed with Halo 5 way more than Halo 4. Halo 4 I actually really liked, and Halo 5 I was just like, well, why have you took away split screen for a start? So that already made me not like it. And then it was focusing on the other dude, I don't know what his name is, I can't remember now, but you know there's a Master Chief and then there's this guy, Sergeant Jameson Locke. Him. I'm not bothered about him, just give me Master Chief, or at least let me play as a Covenant instead. So anyway, going back to Halo Infinite, I just felt underwhelmed, and I think we all have had just so much high expectations for this because it's the next gen of Halo. It's a massive thing for gamers and for Halo fans. Next generation Halo is like the biggest thing. It's like Jesus returning, but with a helmet on. So I've been doing some research, I've been watching tons of people talking about this, game developers. There's a game developer, I forget his name, I'll just put it on screen now.
No. I'm sorry, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I think that it looks fairly average for a current gen game.
This guy, he's a game developer, and I watch him every now and then, and he talks about what his thoughts are on the graphics of upcoming games or games that are already out. And he basically talks about how the graphics were made and what he thinks, whether they're good, whether they're shit, stuff like that. Anyway, I watched his video. I'll put a link below for you guys to go and watch it if you want to do that. And he's talking about what he thinks, and he's so disappointed. He can't believe it. He's just like, this is not good. Like, I'm just not happy. And like, that's how it is. And that's basically what everybody's reaction pretty much is. Now, the thing is, the game is probably going to be absolutely sick, because I have enjoyed, like I said, loved every Halo game up to Halo 5. So I think that 343 have done a good thing by taking it back to the original style of Halo, which is something that they said they were going to do, because they did change it up a bit. They added a whole new type of, like, I don't know what the right word is, but they changed it, like the environments, there was new enemies, new characters, which is good. And I actually really liked the new art style. Like, I liked how they did that, but it did make you feel like it wasn't the same as Halo. And this is something that the game developers said, that from the feedback that they've had over the years, they really want to take it back to the roots and to make it feel like you're playing Halo. And I really think that they've captured that. I mean, from the trailer and the gameplay reveal, it looks like you're playing the second level in Halo Combat Evolved, the first game. But it just looks like a huge world of that. It looks like the second game has had all its walls taken down, and you can go and explore that whole planet. And that is really exciting. Like, that really excites me, and I'm very happy about that. But the general feedback that I'm seeing through everybody and everyone's reaction is that everybody's like, yes, Halo, but it doesn't look right. And if you haven't seen already, there's tons of memes going about the internet which are actually hilarious. I'll put some of them up here now while we're talking. But this guy, I love this guy. And I think people have called him Craig. This is Craig. Who calls that Craig? But now the internet has come to love Craig, and I love Craig, and I want them to keep Craig just like that. But as you can see by the screenshots I just shown, like, it doesn't look any better than previous Halo games. It just doesn't. Nothing stands out. There is nothing in this whole gameplay reveal that makes me think, shit, like, that is next level. I've never seen that before. Like, this is amazing. And why though? Like, why is that? Like, how is that? I don't get it. Surely Xbox, Microsoft, and 343 have been putting in so much time, of course they have, to make sure that this game is going to be the best it can be. One, because 343 will be so passionate about it. It's Halo, it's their franchise now. And Xbox and Microsoft, obviously together, this is their big reveal game. This is their exclusive. They need this to work. It has to work. And this supposedly is the most expensive video game ever made. It cost exactly $500 million to make. 500 million. That is absolutely mental. That is mental. $500 million to make this video game. It has to be amazing. It's got to be, and I'm pretty sure it will be so good. If there's that much money being spent on a computer game, it has to be massive and amazing, and I have no doubt about that. But why doesn't it look like next generation games should be, or what we imagine they should be? And this is exactly why I think that is. So I was reading through some articles and some interviews with 343 and people talking about 343 and the next generation of Halo. And what I was reading was that originally Halo Infinite was supposed to come out on current generation consoles, and 343 were working on this for years, and then it got to a point, because of all the criticism, that they got because of Halo 5, they completely scrapped all the story and everything that they were doing and went back to the beginning and written a whole new storyline for Halo Infinite. And what I think they were doing was that this game was in production for a few years to be coming out on current generation consoles on the Xbox One. And I think what happened was they had to delay that and push it right back because they scrapped the whole storyline of what the original Halo Infinite was meant to be. And then they worked on the whole new narrative of the game, which has then delayed them right up to this point. So then the game has then been pushed back to be able to be released on the next Xbox, which is Xbox Series X. And I do understand that. If this is the case, which I think it is, I do understand that, and I feel for them. I actually do feel a bit for them, because it must be difficult to take on such a big, successful franchise like Halo from Bungie. Like, it was the most successful game. Like, it is still the most successful game, but it must just be so difficult for you to be able to take on something so big as this, and with such a huge fan base, to be able to get it all completely right. Now, it definitely does happen. It does work. But they also have their own creative standpoint and their own artistic approach, and they're all talented people in a studio coming together to create the best thing that they can. And I don't fault anyone or anything for that, but it's just we all expect a certain level of quality and gaming, especially when it comes to Halo. Us gamers, that's just what we're like. We're a fucking nightmare. We basically expect everything to be the best, and if it's not, everyone just goes fucking nuts. But 343 clearly have taken in a lot of the criticism and the fans' feedback, and I respect that and appreciate that, and I think that's why they've delayed this for so long, to make sure that this is going to be the best Halo game that they can give to us. And not only that, this is supposedly the start of the next 10 years of Halo. So Halo Infinite is the last Halo game with a number, so there's gonna be no more Halo 5, 6, 7. It starts off with Halo Infinite, and now there's this whole new platform of Halo that we will be able to now be a part of for the next 10 years, which is very, very similar to Destiny. I don't know about you guys, but I personally really liked Destiny 2, not 1. I didn't like 1 because in Destiny 1, it felt like, now I didn't actually play this that much, so I can't judge it properly, but from my experience, it felt like in Destiny, you would go to a planet, it would be exciting. I really felt excited and I was enjoying it. You would complete the level in whatever planet it was, and then you would go back to wherever your home base was, and then you would choose the next mission, and it would put you straight back into the exact same location on the same planet, and you basically go and play through that same level again, but in a different mission. And I was like, hang on, wait, have I already just done this? Have I just done this or what? And it seemed like that was just the game. It just keeps repeating the same shit over and over again, and I just didn't like it. So I didn't complete or even get close to completing Destiny 1. But Destiny 2, I completely finished it, I loved it, and I really did enjoy that. Now with Halo, they are similar in certain ways, but I don't want Halo to become like Destiny. I want Halo to be Halo. I want it to be focused on the storyline. And have a linear storyline that basically goes from A to B, and you've just got this epic cinematic story narrative gameplay thing. Mom? Now what worries me about having an open world is that I am excited, but we've never had Halo open world. We've always just had Halo, it's a storyline, it's mission to mission to mission, and you can follow the storyline, and you feel like you're really going and you're accomplishing all these things, and you're reaching your goal, and you're saving the fucking world, all that shit. You're doing it all in one. Now with a Halo open world, I don't know if that's going to make the actual story become disjointed, because if you can just go and explore this planet and do side quests and all that shit, then it kind of might take you out of the actual main storyline. Now that would be a negative to me, but hopefully 343 Industries have managed to make that work, and I really think they will have. And with a budget so big, 500 million, I do not doubt that this game is going to be impressive and it will blow us away. The gameplay is the most important thing, and the gameplay looks, by the gameplay trailer, it looks quality. It looks like a smooth and sleek Halo game, which is exactly what we want. Perfect. It looks like a great Halo game, but it just looks like every other Halo game, which is great, but it's weird because I wanted more. I spent last night in bed and I slept. No, I don't mean that. Well, I did sleep, but I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say this. I spent all night last night in bed and I was going through the internet and I was looking back on all the previous Halo games. And the cutscenes that we would always get from the Halo games were unbelievably impressive. Like, the graphics were always so sick. Especially in Halo 2 Anniversary, the graphics of the cutscenes are amazing, and I forgot about how good they were, but I've just watched last night and replayed all the cutscenes, and I did like a whole night of being a geek in bed, not sleeping, watching Halo stuff. And some of the graphics on these cutscenes were unbelievable, and this was like 10 years ago, or yeah, maybe 10 years ago it was. And now we cut to 2020 to 21, and we have the next generation of consoles, and we have the new Halo, and the graphics don't look as good as the graphics did on the cutscenes 10 years ago. The graphics and the vibe and the mood of the games years ago on these cutscenes that you can see now, they have such a good like feel to Halo. It feels like Halo, and it's more gritty and realistic, and I don't know, this is the kind of thing that I would expect to be seen from the best, most expensive Halo game ever. And it doesn't seem like we're getting that, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I think that I've just expected so much and we're not getting it. 343 have announced that there will be some free updates where we will get ray tracing, but like, why do we have to wait for an update to get it? I don't understand. Like, they've had 5 years in development of this game. How come we're not getting Halo Infinite finished and completed with ray tracing and all the next generation effects and capability? Like, I don't understand why we're not getting that in the first sale of Halo. Now, I know Xbox has got the Xbox Game Pass, which I think is a great deal. No other console is doing that. You pay £15 a month, you get all these games for free by subscribing. It's a really good deal, and I think that's the best that's out there at the moment. So they've done a really good job with that. The thing that I'm worried about now is that we're gonna have this Halo Infinite game, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna finish it and complete it, and then we have multiplayer. We haven't got to see what multiplayer is gonna look like yet, but I'm so excited for that. But besides that, we just have this Halo Infinite game, and then I think what they're gonna do is, over the course of 5 years, 10 years or whatever, they're just going to keep updating it, adding patches. Yes, they might do some side games where it's, you know, goes off into different stories, but they have said there's not going to be any more like Halo 6, then Halo 7, and Halo 8. It's just going to be a continuation of Halo Infinite. Now, I don't know how that works, but I imagine they're just going to keep doing DLCs or updates or expansion packs, and to sort of expand on the world of Infinite. So there's so many different things going on that we just don't understand fully yet. So I can't really say much, but I just really hope that they pull through on it. And I'm a little bit nervous because it is a completely new type of Halo game, and it could be amazing. It could be the best Halo game ever. And if that's the case, then I will be so happy. I'll be such a happy boy. I can't imagine this game is going to be shit at all. They have done a really good job in the last two games, but the last game, Halo 5, the storyline and everything just went a bit too like all over the place. It was just, why were we playing as that guy? I'm not bothered. Sergeant Jameson Locke. The thing is with Halo games, they've always had a certain type of art direction, and they have always looked a little bit plasticky, metallic, almost cartoony, but not. So it's never really been a realistic type of game. It's never looked like it's real. It's always been a little bit colorful, and it's always had like a bit of a cartoon effect. So maybe this is just an art direction, an art style that they've gone for and chosen, but by the looks of it, through everything that I've watched and seen, a lot of people are saying that the lighting isn't correct. They haven't got the lighting right, and that's why we're not seeing the actual power of this console. Is because the shadowing and how the lighting's displayed, it isn't correct. So I don't understand this. I don't have a clue really what I'm on about here, but I get the fact that gaming graphics really stand out when the lighting is done correct. And a lot of people keep referring back to The Last of Us 2, how the lighting on that was amazing. And if you look at The Last of Us 2, them graphics are unbelievable. Whether you think the game's good or shit, the graphics are probably the best I've ever seen, and they are on current consoles, current gen. So Halo should look better than that, but it just doesn't. I just really hope that 343 managed to, in this space of time that we've got left, which is only like 4 months till the release date, how are they going to make it any better in that time? How are they going to get to a level where people are going to be impressed? I don't think they can, because I don't think this game was meant to be for next gen. I think it's a current gen game that's just been updated and added a load of new effects to fit the Xbox Series X. I get what they're saying, and that their excuse is that we're in the middle of a pandemic, they haven't been able to work on it properly in this time, but it's only been a couple of months and they've been in production and development for 5 years. So I don't get how a couple of months makes any difference to it, really. Surely the game was already nearly finished by this time, because I mean, 5 years in the making, surely it's like there. But I don't understand game making at all. I'm not a game developer, so I'm just gonna shut up here because I don't want to say the wrong thing. So there's an article here on Screen Rant where Chris Lee says that even if the Xbox Game Showcase footage didn't capture Halo Infinite's true graphical fidelity, it did showcase how it would run on Microsoft's newest console. Even up to 4K resolutions, Lee promised that the game would run at a solid 60 frames per second, with more than 10 times the processing power per pixel when compared to Halo 5 Guardians. So this game is going to look amazing. Like it is. Maybe we just didn't get to see how good it looks by that trailer. I don't think their trailer that they released was the right thing to release. It just didn't show off what it should show off. I don't know. I just feel like they could have done better with that. They definitely could have done a lot better with it. Halo 5 looked really, really good. The graphics were great. I remember them being really good. Apart from like the environments in the distance, they were all smudgy, and I really didn't like that. But as for like the actual main storyline gameplay and as you're playing, I really, really did like them graphics. So if this is going to be 10 times more powerful per pixel, did I get that right? Then it's just going to be amazing. It's running at 4K, 60 frames per second. It's going to look so smooth and so nice. So I know it's going to look great, but I don't know. It just doesn't look good enough. One thing I do want to just say, because this would, imagine if this actually happens. Because we're on the Halo ring, I did hear someone talk about we might be going to other planets, which is exciting, but let's just stay on the ring for now. So let's just say we're on the Halo ring. In the distance, you can see the Halo ring going up. Now imagine if we can actually just go and explore that full ring. I know we won't be able to just go around it because it'll take forever, it's a full world, but it'll be so sick if we can actually, like, you know, you can see the ring in the distance. Imagine if you can drive up to it and you can just see it going up and you can go up with it. And you actually go round the ring. That would just be amazing. I don't think that will happen. That'll be too... I mean, fuck knows. It's meant to be next gen. Can it happen? Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? You're not going to answer because that's a camera. Anyway, it was just an excited thought. Probably not going to happen, is it? Nothing happens anymore. Fuck this. Here it says that upgrades to the audio engine will surround the player in much more realistic audio experience. That is exciting because I don't understand exactly what they mean. I can imagine it, but I haven't experienced it. So I can't wait for this 3D sound that they're meant to be bringing out. It's gonna probably blow our minds up, and especially with the Halo soundtrack. And the music of Halo is the most amazing, rememberable, nostalgic thing for me ever. Like whenever I hear the Halo theme, just literally hear the Halo theme. No, it's amazing. Like, I literally love it. It makes me want to sell my socks to a man. It just gives me shivers and it makes me feel nice inside, and that's exactly what I want. So I guess, guys, we're just gonna have to sit and wait around for months so we can find out what it's going to exactly look like and feel like to play. I think it's going to be great. I have no doubts it's going to be great. I think it will be an amazing game. I think it will actually be really impressive. I think we will come away from it as really happy gamers. But you know, I think we're just expecting too much, and there is actual stuff going on at 343 that's delayed the actual process of it, so I do understand it and I do feel for them. It must be stressful. Imagine you've been planning this game and working on this game for 5 years. You've just taken over a new franchise that's huge. You've took on from Bungie. You've made Halo 4, which was a success to a point, and then Halo 5 came out and everybody hated it. Well, not hated it, but everybody slated it, and they got a lot of criticism for it. That must be hard, it must be difficult, and it must be stressful, because you have all this weight on your shoulders to deliver and to make the fans happy. It's so important, and they know how important it is. So imagine how annoying or stressful it is that you have now spent 5 years making the best Halo game that you can, based on what the fans want and all the criticism that they've given over the years. You scrapped your original storyline to start a new one to make the fans happy. You've created this game, but unfortunately it has to come out on the next generation console, and you haven't been able to have the graphics at the level that people will expect. And now you've put your trailer out, everybody is unimpressed and disappointed, and everybody's giving it a hard time on the internet all over the place. It must be a nightmare and so stressful for these guys, but you know, that's just how the internet is, and I do feel for them. And me personally, I'm okay with it. I do want better graphics. I do. I wish that I was blown away. I want to see it and be like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. I cannot wait. And I am there. It just isn't the best thing I've ever seen. So that's just that. But anyway, guys, that's just what I think, and these are my thoughts. I am excited, but are you excited? Please let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. Have you even played Halo before? Are you not bothered? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And as always, guys, if you enjoy watching my videos, please hit the subscribe button, or at least give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and I will see you next time on wAFFWORLD.